What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. Right now we're sitting at roughly 48,732. What I want to do is look from the monthly all the way into the 4-hour time frame. So we're going to get a lot of detail today, and I also want to go over Glassnode with you guys so we can take a look at what some of the bigger addresses are doing right now in this situation. So if you like these videos, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I always appreciate it. And let's dig into this. So what I want to start here, guys, this is going to be the 1 month candlesticks here. So this is really important that we pay attention to this. And what I want to do is kind of look at the price action in this area. And one thing I wanted to do was take a look at a Fibonacci retracement. So I wanted to go from our low here, and this was at about we'll call it $3,300. All the way up to our high at over $65,000. And what you'll notice is the actual candle body closes, we have held this 0.5, and that was at 34,324. So that's an important area to hold there. And you can also see these 3 long wicks down here where we almost got down to that golden pocket, the 0.618, and that would be at $27,000. But you can see the defense that we had there. And what we ended up having here, this is a bullish engulfing candle on the monthly. So this was back in July. So this was July's monthly candle, and then what we're looking for here is August. So if we could get a nice close even where we're at here, this would be a nice strong candle as well. The main thing I'd want to see is continued volume with that. The relative strength right now in the monthly is at 68. Last time when we had our sell-off, when we had this long leg doji up top into a bearish engulfing candle, we got roughly up to about 92. So we can get up to into the 90s before we get a retracement sometimes on the monthly time frame. So I wanted to point out the monthly here for you guys just to kind of show you the area we're at. Now in terms of overhead resistance, we're going to do our fib the other way. So we're actually going to go from the top, and we're going to look at this reaction that we've had down to the bottom. And what you see, we're potentially coming up to that 0.618. So this is going to be an area of overhead resistance that we really have to pay attention to, and that's going to be roughly at about $51,000. So that's a big area for us here. If we could get a monthly candle close up above that, that could give us a sign that we potentially could go up to higher levels around $57,000. But if we see rejection there, guys, and this ends up being a long wick here, that could show that potentially we could just be rolling over on some lighter volume. So we have to be careful and watchful of this area and what we do with this resistance up here. And that's on the monthly that we're looking at that. You could do the same thing on the weekly, the 1-day time frame, but really keep an eye on those support and resistance areas. That's what we really need to hold. If we get into the weekly time frame here, so we're taking a look at the weekly. We had our bullish engulfing candle off the 50 moving average right here. Still a little bit weaker volume there. Relative strength is at 59, and what you can see is we've gotten a MACD cross here on the weekly time frame. So we do want to pay attention to that, because sometimes, guys, on the weekly here, you can see when we got the cross to the downside, we had this big sell-off after that. Back here, when we had the cross to the upside, we had a really nice run. So just something to keep an eye on there. See if we can get that follow through with the histogram also ticking potentially to the upside there. So we're going to keep an eye on that on the weekly. The next one we're going to go to is the daily. And the daily, we are trading up above our 200 simple moving average, and that's going to be in white right here. So you can see that, and then this is our 50 down in this area. The main thing that I want to pay attention to, guys, is this trend line here. I would draw this if I were you on your charts and see if we can hold this. If we can continue to hold this and stay in this uptrend above the 200, we most likely can have a shot at some of those higher areas. But if this trend line breaks, as well as having daily candle closes below this 200 moving average here, most likely we're going to start looking to some lower areas around $42,000. 42,300 is what I'd look for support. So what you can do here is just draw this trend line and see if we continue to hold up above that. That's going to show you that those higher lows are continuously getting put in. But what I wanted to mention here is, as we've been pushing up here, we have not had the most amount of volume. We really want the volume to swell as we're moving to the upside there. Okay, and then for the RSI here on the 1-day time frame, if we do that there, you can kind of see this overhead resistance, and we'll see if we can get an upside break out of that. So we're at 66 on the daily relative strength right now. So yet again, not in any overbought territory. MACD, if we look at that on the daily, just really kind of kissing here, moving sideways. So not giving us a ton of information. The histogram has basically been flat as well on the 1-day time frame. So really watch this 200 moving average, guys, as well as this trend line. See if we can continue those higher lows. Next, we're going to get into the 4-hour time frame. I like to do a lot of trading, swing trading on the 4-hour time frame. And guys, you can see the trend line as well. So we want to continue to hold this on the 4-hour time frame. Next overhead resistance here, we would need to get up above, we're going to call it $50,000, guys, and you have to look at those big round psychological numbers. They can really act as support or resistance, and we wicked up to that 50,000. So for me, that's what we really need to get up through, and we need to get up through it with convincing volume. The MACD, right now we're actually getting across to the downside. Histogram moving to the downside on the 4-hour time frame. Relative strength is at 57. So we're going to look to see if we can turn this previous resistance here into support. We did find a little bit of support there, but not on a lot of volume. So I wouldn't be surprised even if we cooled down a little bit more, but we're going to have to see what type of daily candle close that we end up getting there. Okay, so what we're going to do is exit the full screen. And I know people have been interested in this here, guys. I haven't been doing a ton of trading on this site that I was telling you about that we were trying to take. It was roughly, I think it was 1/200th of a Bitcoin, and we're just trying to grow it as much as possible. Right now we are at 0.013058844. So I believe we started out around like 250,000 Satoshi. So we're just trying to really grow that right now as our main goal, what we're trying to do here. Just showing you that it's possible on smaller accounts. That's basically what I've done, guys. Any account that I've grown, it really started with a small amount of money. I've just tried to do the snowball effect with it the best that I can here. Okay, and then when you're looking at prices as well, guys, always pay attention to the order books as well. You can see the buying pressure here at 48,720, and you can see the selling. That'll give you a little bit of behind the scenes for you. Okay, so the next one I want to get into here, guys, first what we're going to do, I just wanted to point this out, then we're going to get into the addresses. And if you like Glassnode, guys, let me know down low, and also let me know what you're doing. Leave a comment. It really helps out if you want me to continue to do these videos, guys. And really, guys, I do these for you. I mean, I don't need the $15 and the stress that comes along with the videos and everything. I really want to help people is my main goal and the reason why I'm doing this here. Okay, so what you're looking at here is the Bitcoin net unrealized profit and loss. That's the NUPL. And what you can see is when we were down in this area, when we were really getting that sell-off in our bottom around $29,000 there, we were in black, and that was, or brown, that was anxiety. And now what you can see is we've been pushing back up. We're in this green, and on this backside here, it's showing belief. And you can kind of tell that just by the comments and everything. People are really getting excited. They're believing that we're going to get up through that $65,000 and make more highs. So we want to continue to see this green here. The thing that we're looking for is blue. Typically when you hit the blue, that's the euphoria, and that's when you typically get pretty big sell-offs. Okay, if you step back here, you can see anytime we get that blue tip, we get a really big sell-off. Blue tip, blue tip. All these are really big sell-offs. This last time on this rounded top, we did not get that blue tip. So we do want to be aware of that. See if we can start making higher highs, higher lows, continue it to the upside, try to break through that $65,000. Now if we take a look at the addresses, with 10,000 or more is what we're going to look at first for Bitcoin. And I want to zoom in here. All right, so what we had here, guys, our low was roughly for 10,000 or more was at 82, and that was on August 10th. And right now we have 86 addresses with 10,000 or more, so you can see a little move to the upside there as we are in this price range. The next one's going to be 1,000 or more. I think it's pretty interesting just to really watch this, guys. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more for you and kind of see what some of these bigger wallets are doing. As price was going up, you can actually see we had a little bit of a sell-off here for 1,000 or more. So 1,000 or more, our ultimate bottom there, we had roughly about 2,137. And then right now we have 2,149, but we did get up to a point of 2,169, and the price at that point was around $40,000. And then we've basically been having those lower highs since then. So just keep an eye on that. Next one's going to be 100 or more. 100 more has been pretty flat down in this area. We bottomed out around 15,965 addresses with 100 or more. And right now we're at about 15,976. Okay, so keep an eye on that moving sideways. Then if we get into 10 or more, and this is pretty interesting because you start to see more of the retail at like 1, 0.1, 0.01. And what we have right now, the bottom, when we hit our low, we are at about 146,198. And right now we are at 147,231. With 10 or more, you can see we've been in that uptrend. Then if we go to 1 or more, this has been a pretty straight up line here, guys. We hit the bottom there at 792,597, and that's going to be 1 or more wallets, and now we are at 806,231. And then if we go into the 0.1, so this is really the retail aspect of it, and we'll take a look at this price action. So you can see this has been a nice steady uptrend. Our low there in price was about $40,000. We had 3,144,000. And then right now, as our price is up around 49,000, we have 3,217,270. Remember, none of this is financial advice, guys. I just want to put these things out there. You do whatever you want to do with your money. Just put the facts out there, and you do what you want with it. God bless you all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Take care.